After a tough shootout loss last night for Utica City FC, the team in blue is right back at it again today as they host the St. Louis Ambush. Hello and welcome inside the Adirondack Bank Center. Arnav Pokrell with you today, and it's another matchup for Utica against a very talented team that's in a playoff position. The Ambush are rewriting history of what it means to be a player for St. Louis. Since the revival in 2013, 11 of 12 seasons for the Ambush have ended in a losing record. That looks to change this year, as St. Louis is in a prime playoff position heading into the final month of regular season play. But it's more than that. Today is the Play for Heart game in Utica, and we'll send it to the field for a special pregame ceremony honoring Commissioner Keith Tozer here in Utica. We'll send it now to the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome to the field MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer, SUNY Upstate medical student Anne-Marie Marquis, and members of the American Heart Association, Heather Evans, Courtney Saxton, and Marie Masca. Today we participate in the MASL Play with Heart initiative. 3 months ago, MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer went into cardiac arrest, and Anne-Marie was there to save his life. Today was their first meeting since that day. Please turn your attention to the video boards. This is Keith and Anne-Marie's story.
Wow.
It's
How are
so
you?
good to see you in person.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm here. How about that? Yeah, I was supposed to fly back to Milwaukee on Monday from Boston Logan, and my flight kept getting delayed and getting delayed. I was with another colleague. His plane took off. My plane was canceled. I do not remember anything what happened the morning of. All of a sudden, apparently, I was back at the airport for a 5:30 flight, and next thing you know, I must have won the cardiac arrest, and my angel was here. So
Someone had called for help. You were at the top of the escalator, and no one was going over there. So I just ran over, dropped my bag, tried to assess what was going on. I didn't have a pulse, so ripped your shirt off, and then asked someone to go get an AED, and I just started doing compressions. And then I kind of had a coach, the TSA person that brought the AED back over, and they I had them put the pads on as I continued compressions and stuff, and powered on, and then we delivered 3 shocks. I think early defibrillation was key, and someone was calling Massport, and another bystander was on the phone with 911 to get Mass State Police there, and I just continued doing compressions and the cycle of the AED, and then finally Mass State Police got there. Once Boston EMS got there, they got you on the monitor and you were back in normal sinus rhythm. So I stayed for all that. Once I saw that and they were getting ready to transport you, I went to my gate. But yeah, I guess I was kind of surprised at how little the public kind of is willing to kind of participate in an event like that. But I'm just glad I could help, because when I saw you, I'm like, the things that go through your head are like, everyone is somebody. Like, you're someone's dad, you're someone's brother, friend.
all right, don't get me crying.
All right, sorry. But so yeah, I don't know. Really, you had me thinking about my own family, and I would want someone to do the same for anyone I know, so.
Please turn your attention to midfield as Marie and the American Heart Association present 2 awards. To Anne-Marie. The Heart Saver Hero Award is the official recognition from the American Heart Association, acknowledging the heroic act of performing CPR, a critical link in the chain of survival. Thanks to Anne-Marie's quick action, she has made every future moment possible for Keith. Heroism is not limited to uniforms. It's everyday people stepping up for others. Please join us in a round of applause as we present the AHA Heart Saver Hero Award to our hero, Anne-Marie Marquis. And now for Commissioner Tozier. The American Heart Association would like to award Keith with an American Heart Association red cap. Survivors of cardiovascular disease wear red caps as a symbol of their survival during heart walks across the country. These red cap ambassadors remind us that heart disease can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or race. And their stories inspire us to raise awareness and support life-saving education and research. Ladies and gentlemen, will you all please rise and join us in a standing ovation, recognizing a man who has turned a miracle into awareness and continues to fight for the lives of others. Please make some noise for Keith Tozier. And finally, the American Heart Association wants to remind you that in a cardiac emergency, you are the first responder until help arrives. CPR, especially if performed immediately, could double or triple a person's chance of survival. Each year, more than 350,000 cardiac arrests occur outside of the hospital in the United States, and tragically, 90% of those are fatal. We have CPR demonstrations here in the concourse, and we encourage you to stop by, learn more, and save lives. You can call 911, you can push hard and fast in the center of the chest. Together, we can build a nation of lifesavers. Thank you.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment, whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event. Enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center as we get set for kickoff between the St. Louis Ambush and Utica City FC. An emotional moment pregame as MASL Commissioner Keith Tozier and the American Heart Association honor the woman, Anne-Marie, who saved Keith Tozier's life in an airport about 3.5 months ago. The MASL Play for Heart initiative is something that is going on the entire month of February, and Utica hosts the Play for Heart game tonight as we're underway inside the Adirondack Bank Center. Utica fell in a shootout yesterday, 8-7 to the Baltimore Blast. The same Blast team that St. Louis beat 2 days ago, 7-3 in Baltimore. And it is Utica on the front foot first with Mershad Amadi and Junior Pinal leading the forward lines. Amadi coming off of a 4-goal performance last night against Baltimore. Juan Alava trapped in the corner. Tori Alba with the good pressure for St. Louis, but Utica pass out to Pinal. Moving the other way against Randy Martinez. Here goes Will Eske on the pressure. Will Eske played in the 2025 All-Star game right here in Utica. And here is Eske. Return pass off the boards, pushed away by Kyle Genrick. And out of play. St. Louis comes in 8-3-3, fourth in the MASL with 24 points. They're looking to have a winning record for only their second time since 2013. In the past 12 seasons of professional soccer in St. Louis, 11 of those years have ended in losing records. The only one that wasn't was in 2020-21. But right now things are so much different for this St. Louis side. It's because of the leadership of head coach Jeff Locker and his system and the buy-in that St. Louis has. The commitment on defense, the transition attacking you'll see be a part of today as Pollo Cortez starts in net. No Paulo Nascimento in the lines today for St. Louis. Nascimento's been one of the best in the MASL this season and statistically up there for the lead or right near the lead for almost every single goalkeeper statistic, bar goalkeeper goals. As here's Gerson, face up on his man, and you can immediately see the defensive structure for St. Louis. They'll put 5 guys behind the ball, defend in zones, and clear any danger away, and then attack on the counter in a moment like that for Riley Urey. But instead it's called back. There's a foul before the play happened for Urey. Riley Urey played for Harrisburg last season. Was born in St. Louis but raised in West Clover, Vermont. And the restart gets us back underway. If you think you can predict the MASL, head over to nxtbets.com to place your wagers on all the MASL action this season. Here's a chance in front on the swivel and saved by Wilkin. Good turning effort from Axel Chacunte. But Wilkin gets down, makes a stop. Here's another look at the Chacunte shot. Well, saw it for a moment there. Tavares. Emmanuel Belliard steps into the lineup today. Was not a part of the team yesterday that lost to Baltimore. Clip down to Pinal, and there's a big defender, Robert Williamson, 6'2" out of Fishkill, New York, in his 5th MASL year. Traded to St. Louis in the middle of last year. Here's Pinal. Utica countering. Pinal wanted Amadi at the far post, but Amadi was a step behind the play. Belliard. Belliard sizes up his man. Alava. Little toe poke to goal, and Pollo Cortez comfortable to it. Cortez, second appearance of the year. In his previous appearance, he only played 2 minutes, but no goals allowed, no saves on the year. So first real action for Cortez. Before that, Nascimento had started all 14 games for the ambush. Ball down to the corner, over the head, and SK closes down on it. But first to receive the defensive ball is Junior Pinal. Pinal, 1 goal yesterday for Utica. He's the team leader in points and goals. In the top 5 in the league for points coming into the weekend. Here's Manny Silva dancing away. Rolled across the face of goal. Pagano the bike. Made his MASL debut yesterday, Francesco Pagano. Would have been a highlight reel of a first goal as you take a look at the replay in the bottom right corner. Had a good angle on it. Just caught the ball a second too late. 4 minutes in, both teams, a couple of looks at goal. Pagano off the boards to Roberts. And And again, the defensive pressure is there. And here comes the break. Martinez. This is the game plan for St. Louis. Sit back and defend and then counterattack, and it leads to a blue card. Great move on the breakout. Torrealba draws the foul. And heading to the penalty box is Cole Stevens for Utica. No doubter about that one. And we'll hear the call down low from Austin Saney and the rest of the refereeing crew as we get a look at the replay.
2-minute power play tripping against Utica, number 17. This will result in a shootout.
Shootout attempt upcoming as Stevens heads to the blue card penalty box. Of course, if the shootout scored, the blue card releases. If it's missed, St. Louis will then go on a power play for 2 minutes. Well, Will Eske shot a shootout attempt in the All-Star Game Skills Challenge here last year in February, but stepping up now is Mario Falsone. Native of Scotland will go head-to-head against Brian Wilkin. Saved a couple of shootout attempts, but then gave up the game-winning shootout goal last night against Baltimore. Falsone lines up Wilkin, fires and scores! Mario Falsone had 2 assists in the game against Baltimore, but he's back in the scorer sheet today for St. Louis. Goal number 8 on the year for Mario Falsone. Stevens will exit the penalty box, and a reckless challenge leads to the shootout goal. Just over 4 minutes into the game here in St. Louis. Again, one of the best defending teams in the MASL, only allowing 5.3 goals per game compared to Utica's 7.35. Here's Willie Spur. In the lineup today for St. Louis, Jace Berger, as Kyle Genrich goes tumbling down over the ball. Riley Urey pinches it off the second-year player. Worked out wide. Shot comes in, saved by Wilkin. That's Ozzy Santana, native of Brazil, that St. Louis is extremely excited about. Just 2 games down in his MASL career, he's already got 2 goals. As here's a turnaround and a shot the other way for Utica. Gerson took it one time. But back to Santana, he's someone that, according to the coaching staff led by Jeff Locker, has dominated in practice during his time with St. Louis. They were super excited to get him squared away on the roster. Urey, coast to coast, saved off the line by Santos. Gerson, pushed from behind, but whistle blows. It's a diving warning on Gordy Gerson. Here's a look at the chance for Urey on the break, and confirmation of the embellishment against Gordy Gerson for that dive to the turf. Free kick for St. Louis off the wall. Hit the hamstrings of Manny Silva. Silva wins it back for Utica. Lone shootout goal was Mario Falsone. He got the scoring started just over 4 minutes into this one. Spur under pressure. Tavares. These are the moments Utica has to take advantage of in transition when maybe St. Louis is sitting 3-on-3, because as soon as St. Louis gets 5 behind the ball, they are so stout defensively. It takes a lot to get past the defensive lines of the ambush. Curling effort the other way. Belliard pokes it away. And now a foul called. That one wide by John Gates, the rookie from St. Louis, in his 11th appearance of the year. Mitre is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. Mitre is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. There has been a challenge flag thrown on the field, and so we'll head to review. We'll see what the referees have to say about this one.
Utica challenging for too many men on the field, committed by this.
Utica challenging too many men on the field. This is one where you gotta have the right camera angle. There's 4 right there. There were 2 behind the play, and then you see the player head back to the bench. There's 1, 2 right there. And then as the play develops, you'll see 4 players step out on the field, and then there's 3, 4, 5, 6 on the field, and you'll see the player run back onto the bench there for St. Louis. I believe that's Jace Berger. So here's the call. Maybe not yet. They're getting the mics figured out down low. Refereeing crew, Austin Saney, David Vasic. Oh, the mic cuts in and out, but it is a too many men blue card against the St. Louis ambush. Jace Berger stepped out on the field too early. And the former Utica player who spent 2 seasons here heads to the penalty box. And it leads to a power play chance for UCFC. Utica struggled on the power play yesterday against Baltimore. On the season, 4 for 11 on the power play at home. They finally got the mic working, but it's confirmation of what we already knew up here. Too many men for St. Louis, 2-minute power play for Utica City. Clock had already started. So now, 10 seconds gone in the power play. Utica down by 1. It was a shootout attempt that found the back of the net for Mario Falsone. Here's De Andrade. We'll go down to Spur. De Andrade again. Spur. Pitch and catch with Nilton. Finds Pinal. Big touch from Junior Pinal, but a poor turnover. Gerson on the swivel. It's picked up by Pollo Cortez. Angled off the wall to Will Eske, and shorthanded. St. Louis is more than happy to just hang on possession for as long as possible, and then the ball goes well out of play off the foot of Williamson. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform partner and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Restart will be deep in the Utica defensive zone. Minute 8 left on the power play, and just over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. 1-0 lead thanks to a shootout goal by Mario Falsone. Amati, 4 goals yesterday for Utica. Most in his career in a single game. Here's Pinal. Spur. Pinal. Great block, and now long chase down for Nilton, who sends his man the other way. 5-on-3 if Utica hurries. Nilton touches wide. Amati fires. It's a tough angle to shoot from. And that will take us to a media timeout exactly midway through the first quarter. St. Louis lead 1-0. You're watching the MASL on MASL TV. Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center. Ambush lead 1-0 over Utica City, who are on the power play. The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to be collaborating with the American Heart Association to present Play with Heart Month. Visit heart.org to learn how you can support heart health. Saw the pregame ceremony with MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer and his story about Anne-Marie saving him from a cardiac arrest episode in an airport 3 months ago. Back underway on the Utica power play. Out wide to Pinal. De Andrade goes to the corner, Amati. Spur, Amati again. Trying to feed it through a triple team Junior Pinal. Spur heads it down with 9 seconds on the power play. Amati curling to Gerson on the far side. Power play will expire for Jace Berger. He exits the box and is ready to join the fray, but not before Pinal gets a final shot off. Possession remains with Junior Pinal. Finds Spur. So back to even strength between the two teams, and still just that shootout goal by Falsone. As Amati goes off the boards, onto an on-running Belliard. And now Berger can counter the other way. Jace Berger, who spent 2 years here, played 25 games, 10 goals, 1 assist during his time in Utica. Native of Des Moines, Iowa. Kyle Genrick is double teamed in the corner, and Genrick is held onto. Axel Chicunte involved in a little bit of hand fighting with the sophomore. Chicunte in his 5th year, but second with St. Louis. Spent a year in Dallas and then 2 years with the Outlaws organization. Of course, they underwent a name change between Mesquite and Texas Outlaws, but same organization nonetheless. Cleared back to Alava, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nilton De Andrade crosses the midway line. Still Nilton. Doesn't really have an option. The only one he has is Alava, who he will play to. A Utica team that's built for speed and transition with this man, Manny Silva. His shot fired wide. Roberts finds the net! An impossible angle to shoot from, but nothing's impossible for the man they call Superman. Logan Roberts missed what would have been a game-winning goal in the final 4 seconds against Baltimore yesterday. Was distraught about it after the game. Jersey in the head, knew he should have scored then. And how about this score now to get Utica on level terms with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Logan Roberts back in action this weekend after not playing for a long time, dealing with a nagging lower body injury. It's been over a year since he scored a goal for Utica. In fact, you have to go back to January of last year, 2025, against Milwaukee, when he found the back of the net. Tavares. Great ball up ahead to Gerson. Gerson's got a tough angle. Got caught through some contact, but Hoyo Cortez comes out to meet it. Cortez, a native of Dallas, Texas. His second stint with the Ambush. Has great move out wide, but even better defensive work by Toy Tavares. Tavares is caught between this St. Louis press. And there's the whistle. Foul called on the Ambush. Larson Rogers involved in the play, but Colin O'Keefe is the guilty party of the foul. Here's Amati. Ball caught under him for a moment. Tyson Santos has Wilkin and his one possession as the ball's in the back half. Touchdown by Pinal. Alava and Genrick will reset the Utica offense. Spoke with interim head coach and general manager Tommy Tanner before the game. He said there were still some of those mistakes that have been appearing all season long for Utica, not tracking runners to the back post. But he said he was impressed with the effort in the fight in the group in yesterday's matchup. And early on, you're seeing the exact same battle that we saw last night between Utica and Baltimore. He's very happy with the team's ability to respond to a crisis. Pinal rolls it. Amati, the fake one-way, and it's saved by Cortez. I think he caught it with his fingertips, and then rebound off the boards, fell right to his hands. There's another look at that as Pinal got past a couple of pressers. Here's Genrick for Utica the other way. Amati slipping and dragged it wide, but Pinal on the rebound, battling with Williamson. Still Pinal. Dancing away from one, but couldn't get away from the double team. Breakout pass finds Martinez, and again, this is where St. Louis is at their best. Attacking in the counter, moving in transition with the speed they have, including Torrealba, Ozzie Santana, and Randy Martinez, who are all very dangerous forward options, alongside the ever-present Will Esque. Pagano lets it run past him. Whistle blows for a hold on Pagano. Well behind the play, it'll be a restart for the goalie. Cortez rolls it out, and we're back underway. That one caught the top of the boards. Utica first touch back the other way for Nilton. Still searching for his first goal at the Adirondack Bank Center, and he was caught in the head area. Utica has another challenge if they elect to use it there on Nilton, who's still down. Torrealba the other way, denied by Wilkin. Bouncing around, and Wilkin dives on it. Nilton is all of a sudden up and ready to go. And he's defended by Christian Briggs. Briggs in his 6th year in the MASL, all of them with St. Louis. Played at St. Louis University, transferred to Loyola Chicago in his time in college soccer. Back underway, under 2 minutes to go in a cagey first quarter between St. Louis and Utica. Spur swivels around, looks for an option. Has it in Tavares. Can't understate how important this match is for Utica. All season long, the conversation has been Utica's always played less games, or fewer games than the rest of the league. But now that number is evened up. And so Utica needs to take advantage of all the points they can get their hands on. Got one yesterday. Would have loved 3, but even 2. 3 today would be even bigger and push the playoff position into a realistic spot going into the final month and a half of MASL regular season play. Final minute of the first quarter. Quick transition the other way. Ball bounces up off the boards for Gates. He gets around one. Taken down by Alava. Whistle blows. It's a blue card. And it should be a shootout attempt for the ambush. Second takedown in a dangerous area. This one by Juan Alava. And we'll hear the conversation as John Gates had done ever so well to work his way past the back line.
2-minute power play against Utica number 30. This will result in a shootout.
And there it is, confirmation of the shootout. No doubt about that one. That's twice now Utica has taken down a man free on goal and pushed it to a shootout attempt.
Utica City is now on penalty kill. It will result in a shootout.
So up to take this shootout attempt. It's not the man who scored the first one in Mario Falsone. Instead, it's the rookie, Ozzie Santana. 2 goals in 2 games. Scored in his MASL debut, scored in the last game against Baltimore 2 days ago. Santana, ball roll, Still looking. Wilkin saved. Rebound pushed away as well. St. Louis puts trust in the young star. But it's the experience of Wilkin to get the job done in the shootout attempt. It is now a 2-minute power play for St. Louis. Lava will serve 2 minutes in the box, barring a goal for St. Louis. Williamson stands over. Santana dances one way and fires high and wide. Turnover for St. Louis. Genrich bursting free. Tavares on the far side. 30 seconds. Genrich will hold it in the corner. He's double teamed. And now the press away as Tyson Santos goes clattering into Briggs. Williamson walks it ahead with 20 seconds in the quarter. Minute and a half on the man advantage for St. Louis. Shot comes in. Late reaction from Wilkin, but he got down to make the stop. Second chance, long range shot by SK. Heads it out wide to Williamson. That'll do it for the first quarter. We'll start the second with a St. Louis power play, but Brian Wilkin stops the shootout attempt to keep it 1-1. You're watching the MASL on MASL.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment. Whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event. Enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save!
And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center. One quarter down, 3 to go inside Central New York, and St. Louis will start the second quarter on a power play after Wanalava took down a man bursting free on goal. Ozzie Santana then missed the shootout attempt. Here's a look at the Santana shootout. Wilkin made the save through his legs and then dove back and pushed it away. Of course, on those shootouts, you have 5 seconds, so rebounds are in play. Goalkeeper touches it. It's still a live ball until the goalkeeper gains control or pushes it away, or those 5 seconds expire. Good awareness from Brian Wilkin to stay active on the ball even after he made that initial stop. St. Louis coming in on the back of 2 consecutive victories. Defeated Tacoma 8-7 on February 7th before taking down Baltimore 2 days ago. They've won 4 out of the last 5. Victories over Empire Milwaukee before an overtime loss against Milwaukee in the UW Panther Arena. A St. Louis team that is riding on a lot of momentum as of late. Vaulting up to 4th in the MASL standings, if they continue on this run, could shore up a postseason spot a lot earlier than many may have expected from St. Louis, but the work that head coach and co-owner and general manager Jeff Locker and company have done is nothing short of impressive in the Gateway City. Rolled across SK, and he's been at the heart of it all for St. Louis. 6 years in Missouri, 8 years in the MASL. Curled off to the back post, saved by Wilkin. That's his best of the weekend. Stretching across on the power play to deny St. Louis a leading goal. Great denial at the back post by Wilkin. Here's Tori Alba. Been a bright star for St. Louis this year. Shot gets blocked by Logan Roberts. Briggs goes down. Pinal dances away. He only got SK to beat, but plays it out to Tavares. Pinal actually goes off for a change. Much needed. He was out there for a long time on the kill. 3 seconds left on the power play for St. Louis. Foul called against Williamson as the power play expires. And there's a penalty kill. Utica now 6 for 8 on the penalty kill at home. St. Louis falls to 2 for 6 on the power play on the road. Quickly in by DeAndrade. He took a deflection on the way through. Amati. Spur. Curling ball out to DeAndrade. Genrick. Amati. He'll fire, it's deflected. Gerson, acrobatic turn. That's 2 bicycle kick attempts in this game. One from Francesco Pagano, the rookie, in his second ever MASL game. Here's Amati, he fires and scores! His 5th goal in 2 games. And Utica lead 2-1. There may not be a more confident striker in the MASL than Mershad Amati right now. 4 goals yesterday. Has that one pop up off the bounce and goes through the legs of Pollo Cortez. 2 minutes into the second, Utica lead 2-1. St. Louis, no goals in open play tonight, just that shootout attempt by Falsone. Bearing down on goal there, and the ball played out, deflected off St. Louis. Confirmation of the Amati strike as restart gets us back underway in the Utica defensive half. Silva, give and go with Willie Spur. Silva's got some speed. Scored a goal against Baltimore a couple of weeks ago where he went coast to coast, and no one could catch up with him. Pinal. Dancing to the left. Pinal finds some space, he scores! He's bound for the score sheet every time he steps on the floor in the Adirondack Bank Center. Junior Pinal gives Utica a 2-goal cushion. And 2 quick fire goals for Utica. Have UCFC up 3-1, and there were some questions after spending so much energy in yesterday's shootout loss and how intense that game was. If Utica could come out quick today, and it took an ambush goal on the shootout for the Flame to ignite for the home side, but 3 unanswered for UCFC. Big challenge on Ozzie Santana. And if Utica continue to pile on the pressure, think back to that shootout attempt that Wilkins stopped on Santana. Really has a turning point in this game. Could have easily been a goal for the ambush and a lead for the ambush, but Wilkin and then the penalty kill that ensued to really turn the momentum in favor of UCFC. Rolled off the boards. Rebound will fall, deflected in front. Pagano dancing in. Contact with Williamson. Pagano comes away with it. Francesco Pagano, a national champion during his time with Syracuse, goes down and draws the foul. Today, there's 2 games on tap in the MASL. You'll have this game that kicked off just around 3:07 as a quick restart shot by Genrich gets us back underway. Trying to catch everyone sleeping. And then a long whistle to halt play back in. Conversation now with Austin Saney and the rest of the officiating crew.
Too many men against Utica. This will result in a 2-minute power play.
Too many men called against Utica City FC. Genrich tried to play quickly, and that may have been a detriment to the team as they were in the midst of a line change. Refereeing crew today, senior referee Ryan Sigich, Austin Saney, David Bosick, and Amy Ducharme. And now the extended conversation. I believe the point that Tommy Tanner's making in a very animated way on the bench is that it's so far away from the play, but too many men is too many men.
Utica City FC is now on the penalty kill.
And the tough part is, with the camera angles here in the Adirondack Bank Center, don't think that's a challengeable one. And now a whistle blows again. Great delay of game warning. So crazy turn of events here. Too many men on Utica sends Gordy Gerson to serve the 2-minute penalty. Just a bench warning, not a delay of game there on Tommy Tanner and company. Williamson gets us started on the St. Louis power play. It's the 3rd blue card shown to Utica City in the first quarter and 5 minutes of play. Had one on Stevens that resulted in a shootout goal for Falsone, the lone scorer for St. Louis, and then Wanalava was shown one for a takedown on a dangerous scoring attempt. That shootout attempt was saved by Wilkin, and the penalty killed off. So now penalty kill number 2 of the game for Utica. Cortez. SK. Williamson. Now to Torrealba. 15 goals on the season for Daniel Torrealba. And he'll have it now. Back across the other way. Briggs. Looking for the entry ball to the top of the arc. Now another deflection out wide. Wanalava with pressure on him will lift it past halfway. Chased down by Nilton. Cortez heads it back to Torrealba. Here goes Torrealba, dancing away from one. Torrealba! A beauty of a strike from St. Louis's leading goal scorer. And the power play goal pulls the ambush back within one. A clinical finish from Torrealba. No one challenged him after Wanalava went to ground. And on the power play, Utica caught flat-footed. And Torrealba's power play goal pushes the score to 3-2.
St. Louis goal scored on the power play by number 19, Daniel Torrealba. The assist.
Here's Cortez. Turned over. Penal. Spurt. Amati. Spur again, has Amati running ahead. Amati rolled it through the legs of Martinez, but was not on target. O'Keefe missed it. Turnover. Amati. Backheel flick. Penal. Back to goal, and we'll reset for Utica. Stream games live on MASLplus.tv and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it live, and again, make sure to favorite your team to get instant updates on every game. That's MASLplus.tv. Bodies flying everywhere for Utica. A couple of players tripped up in the run of play as there goes Yuri down as well. No contact, he just lost his footing. Pinal rolls it across to Alava. Belliard. Back to Genrick. No shooting angle, so he'll play Silva. Manny Silva. Working on O'Keefe, will find Alava. Roll down low, intended for Pinal. Yuri with the breakout. Yuri and Genrick are coming together. And a foul called on Utica. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Visit MASLsoccer.com. Eight and a half minutes to go in this one. Ambush, most recent goal scored on the power play by their leading goal scorer, Tori Alba. Cortez. Dancing away from Pinal. Cortez, sliding effort to keep the ball in play for St. Louis. And there's a shot deflected away. Larson Rogers worked himself a good yard or two of space. And now Manny Silva's held up. And whistle blows the other way. Blue card shown. Deemed enough to stop a promising attack. That is now 5 blue cards in the game. 3 for Utica, now 2 for St. Louis. Holding is the call for the 2-minute power play against John Gates, the rookie, in his 11th game of the season. Utica City unsuccessful on the first power play attempt of the game. Can really use a power play goal to get that 2-goal lead back for the home team and bring the crowd back into it. 3 p.m. game on a Monday during President's Day. Here's Pinal. Back to Pinal. Pinal and Spur playing pitch and catch right now, and now the pressure comes on Junior Pinal. Spur's got a little bit of space. Out wide, DeAndrade just wide. Amati can set up. Pinal wants someone down low to his right. Instead, he'll play it across to Spur. DeAndrade off the boards, had Gerson at the back post. Couldn't collect a pass to him. So Spur resets. A minute down on the power play for Utica City FC. And Nilton DeAndrade resets to Pinal. Amati off the boards. And Cortez collects. Gerson was unhappy about where that ball was played as Willie Spur goes clashing into O'Keefe. 45 seconds of a man advantage left for the home team. Unsuccessful on the first power play of the game. Nilton. Spur. Amati. Already a 5-goal weekend for Mershad Amati. Gerson gets caught up in his own feet, but plays it out to Spur. 20 seconds on the power play. Amati. Shot blocked in by Williamson. Great defensive work. And the big man they acquired from Milwaukee in the middle of last year. 10 seconds of power play soccer left. Pinal, drop pass to Spur. Flicked in, that'll do it. And there's a break for Gates here. Fresh out of the penalty box for John Gates the other way. And John Gates finds a crossbar. Great move on the break, and Pinal did just enough. Contact on Spur. Here's a rolling shot, and Wilkin, the cat-like reflexes to make the stop. Break in transition the other way for Gerson. Rolled ahead to Amati. Misconnection, and then Gerson is shouldered to the ground. Jace Berger, no love lost for his former Utica teammate. Berger. Wilkin hangs on. And then Jace Berger and Gerson collide again. It's a battle to watch out for. Two teammates as ball hits near side referee and Sigic, and then goes out of play. That'll take us to the media timeout. 3-2 Utica City lead over the St. Louis Ambush here in the Adirondack Bank Center. You're watching the MASL. Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center. 3-2 the lead for Utica over the St. Louis Ambush. These two teams facing off for the first time this season. They'll play again in St. Louis next weekend on Saturday. And then they'll play again on March 27th in St. Louis, so 2 games at the Family Arena. Catch MASL Monday, every Monday night on MASL TV and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastavinsky and Phil Ivanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. MASL is also celebrating the Play for Heart Month. As part of a Play with Heart Month, commemorative team-signed Play with Heart armbands will be available for auction at MASLsoccer.com, with proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. Utica with possession but turned over. Chance to break for St. Louis. Looking for the tying goal. Now to Falsone. Open the scoring on a shootout attempt. And they'll play it back to Martinez. Williamson. Poor pass. Pagano. Got there in time but couldn't capitalize, as Cortez does enough defensively to clear it away. Eske dancing away from pressure. Eske fires, saved by Wilkin. Rebound there. Taken away by Belliard. Played out wide to Pagano. Pagano drags his shot wide. St. Louis reset to Torrealba. His power play goal was the second goal of the game for the Ambush. Tried to create something on the break there. Instead, Logan Roberts will turn one way and reset to Alava. Here's Nilton. Down to Mini Silva. Alava. DeAndrade resets. Torrealba. And again, you see the St. Louis defense. Line of confrontation right about the halfway line. But all 5 behind the ball at any given moment. And this is why O'Keefe can turn into space. O'Keefe, and blocked away by Silva. All back the other way, Torrealba. Gerson. And O'Keefe will take it up the boards. Long shift for Colin O'Keefe, native of Buffalo, not too far from here in Utica, about 3.5 hours. Awkward off the boards, but dealt with by St. Louis. Here's Briggs. Gates, out wide to Berger. Contact through the back of Ozzie Santana, and no surprise, a whistle blows as Santana goes to ground. Utica racking up the fouls in the first half. Got to be wary about the numbers for everybody as we get into the final 2.5 minutes of the first half. Yuri wants help, he'll get it. And Axel Chikunte. Berger. And Berger. Header by Chikunte is dealt with by Brian Wilkin. That's what Jace Berger was known for. Passing ability here in Utica. As DeAndrade on the breakaway. Gates. 3-on-1 if St. Louis hurries. Here is Gates. Trying to find Yuri with a through ball, but in the way is Toy Tavares. Poor pass out by Utica. That was Nilton who couldn't connect. And there's a shot in front by Williamson, denied by Wilkin. Gates. And a foul called on St. Louis as Nilton DeAndrade gets caught. Here's another look at the save by Wilkin as he stops Williamson from scoring what would be his 4th goal of the season. He's got 3 so far. Last one over a month ago, January 4th against Kansas City. Here's Pagano. A little bit of hand fighting with Briggs. Pagano shrugs off Larson Rogers. Martinez took a deflection. Good hustle by Francesco Pagano. They've nicknamed Pagano Cheech. I don't know where that nickname comes from, but you'll see everyone on Utica talk about how impressive Cheech has been in practice and how impressive he is with his hold-up play. Didn't have the greatest of debuts yesterday in the MASL, but there's always a learning curve making that jump from MASL 2 to MASL 1. Here's SK. SK has a little bit of space. SK fires in, it's saved by Wilkin. Alava battling for possession, sliding challenge in, and now more contact behind the play. It's a foul on Utica. Didn't see what happened there in the corner, but either way, St. Louis with a chance to set something up. 11 shots on goal for St. Louis, 2 goals. Utica, 4 shots on goal, but 3. And it is the home team with a lead in the final minute of the first half. Shot comes in, it's wide. Cole Stevens resets. Now Spur can break instead. He'll slow it down, play it out to Tavares. Silva. Tavares will go for a change, as will Logan Roberts. Well, Spur also makes his way off. Fresh legs on for Utica for the final 20 seconds. Genrick. Belliard. Has some room. Belliard. Save. Rebound just wide by Manny Silva. Santos with 8 seconds to go. Real momentum shifter here if Utica can find the net. With 3 seconds left, Silva. Crowd urges him to shoot, but there's not enough time on the clock as we head to the first half tied. Utica leading 3-2. Most recent goal was Torrey Alba on the power play. Utica City trailed 1-0, then led 3-1 before Torrey Alba's power play goal put us to where we are now. Michael Lear is down on the field with Brian Wilkin. Let's take it away with Michael and Brian.
We're down here with Brian Wilkin. Brian, you guys take a 1-goal lead into the first half. What do you think of the game so far?
Yeah, I think we're getting our legs back from yesterday. It was a hard-fought game, and I think we're just trying to speed up the game as much as we can with the team kind of sitting back on us. So figuring out our groove and to get shots on goal. But I think we're in a good place going into halftime.
You're one of the leaders, veterans on this team. What's the message going into the half here, and how do you guys finish off this homestand with a win?
Yeah, I think we just gotta, let the guys know that the hard work that they put in is recognized, and the veterans gotta, preach that to them and let them know they're doing a good job, and just I think that will go a long way going into the third and fourth.
Thanks, Brian. Good luck.
Thank you.
Brian Wilkin.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment, whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event. Enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
Welcome back to MASL TV. It's halftime between St. Louis and Utica. I'm joined by a very special guest, and MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer. Keith, it's great to have you on. How are you feeling? How's the vibe right now that you're getting from the Adirondack Bank Center?
It's been fantastic. I mean, the atmosphere here is wonderful. The game's been fantastic, and the reason why we're here is even better.
And the reason why we're here is the Play for Heart initiative with the MASL, something very personal to you. Heard about it in the pregame ceremony, but what does it mean to just have this whole league-wide initiative for you personally?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here. Obviously, 3.5 months ago, I did experience cardiac arrest. I had a young lady, Anne-Marie Marquez, who saved my life because she knew CPR. And I think really that's key. 3% of people that have cardiac or a heart attack outside a hospital actually survive, which is such a low percentage. So this campaign throughout our league is all about awareness, CPR, and also blood pressure.
We talk a lot about heart.org as a place to visit for the information, but what is some of the league-wide initiatives? What do you want to see come out of this month for the league?
Well, I think if we save one person, we've reached our goal. I think a lot of things also is about your health history. If you're listening to the show, please find out. I had a mitral valve prolapse, which is a hereditary issue. All my children have been tested, so it's really important you know about that. And again, the CPR classes are so important that you know for your family and for your neighbors.
For you, what does it mean to see the league buy into something that is so personal to you? The league has really taken it by storm.
Well, I have to say that Lindsay Durham's done a wonderful job in our front office, connecting with AHA to get through not only the New York chapter, but also the national chapter. And I think this is going to be something that's going to be here for years to come. And again, the more lives we save, the better off we're going to be. So play with heart.
We'll focus on the soccer now for you. The MASL went through some changes in the offseason, but right now we're seeing some of the parity in this league. I think that's never been seen before. Utica's in 8th place. They beat the team that's currently in first in Milwaukee. How impressive have you been with the league-wide buy-in in this 8-team league so far?
Well, I think the lateral movement we did going to 18s has been fantastic for a lot of reasons, business side, but most importantly, competitive side. Anybody is still in the hunt for this playoff spot. So you saw last night a great game here. You've seen this game now. It's going to heat up because we only have a month and a half left. So it's going to be really anybody's ball game. I think the big key is going to be goalkeeping and also the health of the team, injuries. If a goalkeeper gets hot and you stay away from injuries, I think it's going to work out great for those teams. That's
MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer. MASL celebrating the Play for Heart initiative in the month of February. Thank you so much for being here, Keith. We can appreciate your time more than enough. And that'll do it for the halftime segment. We'll be back after the break with more coverage on MASL TV.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Be ready.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard. Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other.
Give it everything you've got.
Do more for your team. Be ready. Stay ready. Call 911. Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. Be ready. Call 911. Shoot! He
What's up, soccer fans? Alex Bastiavansky here, back in the MASL studio. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. A lot went down over the past few days in the league, and I'm here to tell you all about it in just 5 minutes. So let's go.
Pinal fires it, saved by Orozco. Another attempt. DeAndrade with the go-ahead goal. Nilton DeAndrade in his return to UCFC. His first game back puts UCFC up. It is now 10-9.
Utica City in Empire to face the Strikers, and this game belonged to Nilton DeAndrade. Playing his first game this season for UCFC, he had 25 goals last year. How happy are they to have him back? Named first star of the game with 2 goals and 2 assists as he scored with just 41 seconds left to give the Blues the win. St. Louis and Tacoma, 2 of the league's feel-good stories this season. The Ambush scored 3 times in the fourth quarter to pull away and take this one 8-5. Utica traveled to San Diego on Saturday to face the Sockers. A bit of California sunshine for them, escaping the harsh Utica winter. First Empire Thursday, then the Sockers, but they had no gas left in the tank for this one. Sockers, full control in this, winning it 11-4, the final score. And then a Tuesday game for an early kickoff to the new week, Kansas City in Milwaukee. And for the 3rd time in 4 meetings this season, it was the Wave emerging victorious. Super Mario Alvarez had 5 points in the contest, 4 goals plus a helper. Milwaukee took down the Comets 10-6. Big news coming out of Utica earlier this week. They announced they have parted ways with head coach Everton Morera. GM Tommy Tanner will temporarily take over as head coach. Everton, a beloved figure in Utica, but they felt it was time for a change with the Blues sitting outside of a playoff spot right now. My MASL Monday co-host Phil Levanco is a Utica resident. He knows the team well. He gives his thoughts on the move and what he thinks the team should do going forward.
So it was a fascinating decision from Utica to let go of their head coach. Frankly, I'm not sure what they expected this year with the roster that they have. Everton did yeoman's work this year and the 4 years he was here, changing the system and the style. I'm fascinated to see what happens next. If it was up to me, I would dip into that old guard when Utica showed up in town in 18-19 and pluck from those talents as their next head coach. I think it would spark interest in the fan base. It would revitalize the interest in town, and it's a next step that Utica needs as they try to regain momentum for the playoffs.
Okay, your scoring leaders right now, a change at the top. Rion Marquez, number 1 now with 33 points, followed by Alex Sanchez with 31. Zach Reggett now in 3rd with 30 points. Super Mario Alvarez with 28, and Sergio Pinal in the top 5 with 27. Your Capelli Players of the Week, Paulo Nascimento in goal from St. Louis, Junior Pinal from UCFC offensively, and Christian Briggs defensively from the Ambush as well. Let's start with Pinal. What an insane season he's having so far, and it continued last week. 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists in 2 UCFC games. Defensively, Briggs, fantastic game for the Ambush in their win over the Tacoma Stars, including that goal right there. 3 points in the game, 1 tally plus 2 assists. And in goal, Paulo Nascimento, what a game he had against the Stars. Big saves, 16 of them in their win against Tacoma. Time now for your plays of the week.
Stinson trying to find his way offensively in as Orozco is the recipient of the pass, and Brian Orozco finds the net, turf to twine.
Not too many, hit a couple of them, but that one, that flying side volley, there's a nice goal.
Romero into the top shelf.
I know technically there's not the last man back. Here's Reyes, beautiful move, second move. How about you, Adrian Reyes? Your name in lights.
Keep goes down, no whistle. Varela, Falzoni. Oh, great field vision. How about that passing from St. Louis?
And UCFC have some numbers on the counter. The pass into the left, the cheeky chip, an excellent cheeky chip as Nilton DeAndrade in his return game.
Here's Leo. Yes, sir! Leo on the left wing. Leo back and forth he goes to the middle. Goal!
Michon instead gives it to Torrealba! Daniel Torrealba! Spirit things like an errant forklift driver at a whale harpooning expo.
And that's going to wrap things up for this week's show. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment, whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event. Enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
Be ready.
Be ready. Be ready.
it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
World-class care, state-of-the-art robotic tech.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment. Whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event, enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center, closing stages of the halftime break as Utica City FC have a 3-2 lead over the St. Louis Ambush. Let's take a look at how we got here in this game. It started early on. Cole Stevens called for a tripping call 4 minutes into the game, and on the ensuing penalty shootout attempt, Mario Falsone scored to give St. Louis a 1-0 lead. Then a power play for Utica City, but it's unsuccessful after Jace Berger served a too-many-men penalty. Logan Roberts found a goal to make it 1-1. Then Juan Alava got called for a tripping call in the closing stages of the second. Marshad Amadi and Junior Pinal scored back-to-back goals just 35 seconds apart to give Utica a 3-1 lead. But then after a too-many-men penalty for Utica, Daniel Torrealba scored on the power play to make it 3-2. That's where things stand at halftime. Brian Wilkin and Pollo Cortez both in goal for either side. Wilkin has had an excellent game. It hasn't been too great from Pollo Cortez. A couple of goals that maybe he would have liked to have stopped in the early goings. Got megged on one of the finishes after a deflection, and then another deflection that found its way past Cortez in goal. On the other side for Utica, Brian Wilkin, 9 saves, 2 goals allowed in the first half of play. A lot to look forward to in the second half. It's an Ambush team that is looking for playoff stability. It's a Utica team looking to climb back in the playoff rankings, who currently sit bottom of the MASL in Utica, but got a point yesterday against Baltimore. Would have liked to get more, especially as Baltimore is one of those teams battling for those final 2 playoff spots. Top 6 teams make it to the playoffs in an 8-team MASL league. And right now, the standings show Baltimore in that last playoff spot. Empire and Utica, the 2 teams that are currently out of playoff standings. Both teams get set for warm-ups, and the conversation from interim head coach Tommy Tanner is probably something along the lines of playing exactly the way they did in the first half. A really well put together defensive performance, but you have to stop getting blue cards right in front of goal. There's been 2 shootout attempts for St. Louis, 1 successful one by Mario Falsone after the 4-minute mark, but then an unsuccessful one by Ozzy Santana. Wilkin made the save through his legs and then pushed it out of play to keep the score at that point 1-1. Final conversations for both teams in the huddles. We get set for the final 30 minutes of soccer on this President's Day weekend. Utica lost in a shootout yesterday to Baltimore, the same team St. Louis beat 2 days ago on Saturday in Maryland. For the Ambush, having yesterday off was huge. Got much needed rest, much needed relaxation so often on these long trips. St. Louis, you drive up, you play 2 games, and then come back right away. But getting the extra day of rest provided a lot of much needed help to a recovering Ambush team. 4 changes to the lineup. Excuse me, 5 changes to the lineup, including the goalkeeper, No Nascimento, who started against Baltimore. The 2 goalies in the line today are Pollo Cortez and Jose Ogues. Pretty heavily traveling St. Louis side, and some fresh bodies in this Monday President's Day matchup compared to the Baltimore matchup on Saturday. Pinal stands at center field to get us underway. Right on top of the UCFC logo. We're back underway. 30 minutes of soccer to decide a winner. Utica lead by 1 over St. Louis. Last time these 2 teams met, February 28th of last year. A 9-8 St. Louis victory in overtime at the Family Arena. Right away, a blue card shown. Riley Uri can't believe it. Kyle Genrick sent flying into the boards, and Ryan Sigich will run over and dish out the call. There it is, boarding. 2-minute power play upcoming for Utica. And Riley Uri, a big part of this St. Louis resurgence. 10 games, now 11 games played, 4 goals. Here's a call on Genrick. He got 2 hands through the back. And referee crew right there to watch it develop. Power play upcoming for Utica. Gerson, now to DeAndrade. 2 unsuccessful power plays for Utica today. Amati to Spur. DeAndrade. Amati, a curling effort. Diving block by Briggs, and it bounces into the hands of Cortez. 30 seconds gone on the power play. DeAndrade held up O'Keefe for a moment. Now Colin O'Keefe applies some pressure. Rolled out to DeAndrade, 40 seconds elapsed in the man advantage. DeAndrade walks past midway, finds Pinal. DeAndrade and Pinal, pitch and catch. Utica waits for some movement off the ball on the power play. Amati. Spur also pitch and catch on this side. Now DeAndrade. Spur fires just high. Back to Spur again. DeAndrade. Pinal. Ball roll. Defended by Williamson. O'Keefe stands to DeAndrade. Spur. Pinal. 30 seconds of power play soccer left. Backheel roll. Cleared off the line. SK gets back. Makes a statement defensively, and now O'Keefe can dance ahead. Does well to maintain possession and some. Here goes SK. SK down the boards. Outside of the foot shot. Into no man's land. 10 seconds of power play soccer left. Gerson. Is there one final chance left in it? Gerson taken down from behind by SK. And there's enough contact in it to warrant a foul. Well, SK can't believe it. Gerson does already have an embellishment warning. So it feels as though he'd be a little bit more cautious about diving. Here's Spur, 2 seconds left on the power play. Amati, saved by Cortez. Uri released from the penalty box. Headed back to Gates, and Spur turns the other way. DeAndrade to Wilkin. Back at even strength between St. Louis and Utica. The St. Louis penalty kill has really stepped up today. 3 kills already. Belliard. Pinal. Off-ball movement. Pinal dances past Williamson, and a great sliding save by Pollo Cortez. Poor outlet pass by Utica, and the break is on. Quick speed from Gates the other way. And Amati did enough to get a deflection back to Wilkin. Belliard. Utica possess in the third quarter. Back to goal for Pagano, who fires and scores. No goal, it's a call. It's a foul on Pagano. The rookie will still be searching for his first MASL goal. Native of Syracuse, played high school soccer at Fayetteville Manlius. And here's a call that, you see the little tug of the jersey there, I'm not surprised. Good eyesight from Sigic on the near side. There's a shot the other way, goes wide of Wilkin. Could be a big momentum shift here though if Utica can't respond on defense. All the way back to Wilkin. Pagano bursting free, but the ball goes out of play. Wilkin had the idea of the pass, but couldn't execute. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. You can also subscribe to MASL on YouTube for game rebroadcasts, league shows, and much more. A lot of movement off the ball. Sigic wants the Utica players back on the line. St. Louis will do it again with Santana, who fires just wide. SK stonewalled by Nilton. Santana keeps possession, moving forward. Genrick all the way back to Cortez. Good back heel flick, but Wilkin read it well and was the first to it. Genrick pokes out wide. And here goes Stevens. Numbers for Utica. Gerson saved by Cortez. Rebound goes high. Third chance. Nilton deflected again. And out of play. First time today we've really seen Utica on the break. A St. Louis team that is so good at getting back and getting numbers behind the ball. Just caught sleeping for a moment and Utica took advantage. Just couldn't find the net after a great save by Pollo Cortez. Here's Amati. 5 goals on the weekend. 4 yesterday, has 1 today. Dancing is Pinal. Sliding block in by Torrealba, and he celebrated that one like he scored. Immediately got up and started yelling to his team. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Visit MASLsoccer.com. Gerson rolled. DeAndrade, another block out of play. And Utica will do it again. Take 2 from just about the exact same spot on the field. Last year, St. Louis finished 8th in the MASL, lost in round 1 of the playoffs to the top seed in a Savage. On the season, exactly a 0-goal differential coming into this game today. Gerson rolled off the boards. Martinez read it and reacted first. Alava heads to the near side, and Amati. And Tyson Santos wants Utica to set up properly on offense. He'll play it down to Gerson. Spur. It took a deflection off Spur, out of play. Cortez has a lot of room here. Pollo Cortez will clip it to the far side. Briggs, the volley. Back to the near corner. O'Keefe gets away from Tavares. Rolled along the boards to Gerson. O'Keefe fires wide. Briggs away from pressure, but up into the netting. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. 9.5 minutes to go in the third. And what has been a scoreless third, not for lack of chances. by either side. Utica had a break where Cortez denied Gordy Gerson. Here's Manny Silva dancing. Got away from one for a moment, but John Gates with a hard close down, and still the pressure from Gates. Now Gates will sit back and allow Wilkin to possess. Genrich, of course, can't go back to Wilkin, so got to play forward to Spur. Genrich gets it again. Cortez, not the best clearance, but it finds Riley Urey. And Urey goes blazing away from the Utica defense. Urey, coast to coast, but he missed high. Something Utica fans are all too familiar with. The sight of Riley Urey speeding down the turf. Of course, in his time with Harrisburg and Utica, two very close opponents in terms of geography, so played a lot. Harrisburg actually played earlier this morning in MASL 2 action against the M2 affiliate of United Elite Kreisnick FC. That's the Utica M2 affiliate, and Harrisburg, which is still a team made up of mostly the same players from last year, bar a few, dominated, winning 13-2. Here's Pinal. Alava. Belliard. Alava. Under 8 minutes to go in the third. Still scoreless in this third quarter. St. Louis content to sit back and defend with numbers behind the ball here. Stevens. Utica's going to need creativity to break down the defensive structure for St. Louis. Need a moment of magic from somebody to win a one-on-one battle and then find some space. Here's DeAndrade. Can he be the guy? Worked in. DeAndrade. Oh, off the inside of the post. Still searching for his first home goal of the season. Here goes DeAndrade again. Flicked over one, then ran into the wall that is Will Eske. There's a look at the replay. DeAndrade ever so close. Pagano dragged down, no call. Foot stuck out by Amani, that one is a call. As Ozzie Santana wins the foul. Will Eske wants to have a conversation about something else on the back end. They'll reset here with 7 minutes to go. Free kick upcoming for St. Louis. Rolled across, fired, saved by Wilkin. Another late reaction, a great job by St. Louis to screen the goalie. And Wilkin didn't see it until it was right at his foot. Here's another look. Wilkins occupied with Chakute in front of him. And had to react late. Torrealba fires. Chakute the rebound. Blocked in front. Chances have been there for St. Louis. 13 shots on goal. And shouts of Brian Wilkin around the arena. Torrealba has a man up ahead. The shot blocked by Santos and out of play. And that'll take us to the media timeout. Utica standing tall on defense. Scoreless third quarter. It's still 3-2 Utica up. This is MASL Soccer on MASL TV. Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center. 3-2 lead for Utica City over Ambush, and it sounds of Sweet Caroline ring out in the Adirondack Bank Center. New for 2026, staff writer Joseph Reyna and veteran coach Mark Litton explain the game with perspectives from both sides of the glass in MASL's newest show, Soccer Signal, with in-depth data analysis, comprehensive breakdowns, and exclusive interviews from coaches around the league. Don't miss Soccer Signal every other Thursday on MASL TV. There's a deflection in front. That was Falsone. Caught the header and deflected to Wilkin. Willie Spur, high press. And Cortez just clears away. Falsone. Williamson. Torrealba. And deflected up and out of play. Under 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Still scoreless in the third. We came into halftime with a 3-2 Utica lead. We are midway through the game, midway through the third quarter, and we're still at 3-2. We're past midway through the game at this point. Here's Santana up into the netting. Wilkin will have the goalkeeper restart with 5.5 to play in the third. Roll down, here's Genrick. Steps into space. Return pass off the boards to the Long Island native. Played 4 years at Oswego State. He's also an assistant coach there now after graduating. Genrick lifts into the corner, bounces awkwardly off the board. Spur will have a shot on the volley. It's an acrobatic effort yet again. We've seen 2 bike attempts today. And Willie Spur with a little flying volley. Gerson goes tumbling in, and Williamson comes out the better. Williamson shrugs down Alava. Chacunte on the swivel. Stevens. Spur gets it away. Yuri heads it back in for Gates. Williamson. Here's Martinez. Chacunte. He's had a couple of really good looks at goal today. Been unfortunate not to score. Williamson. Williamson also had a shot that was denied at point-blank range by Brian Wilkin. Cortez. Martinez, as St. Louis will change. This is Larson Rogers. Down low to Chacunte. Will Eske. Native of Maryland. Finds Briggs. Back to Eske again. Him and Briggs play give and go. And Briggs will get it right back as well. Methodical offense from St. Louis. They'll push forward now, but the chest touch is poor. One back. Shot fired. Saved by Wilkin. Rogers can still keep the pressure on. Eske steps away. Fires deflected in front. I think that may have been taken away by Falsone himself. Tried to cut off the angle on Wilkin. We'll take another look at it in the bottom right corner. Wilkin made the first save, and then as Falsone cuts in on this SK shot, there's a bit of contact on Wilkin. I think Falsone tried to redirect it in and just missed. Williamson on the volley, he scores. Immediately the challenge flag comes out as Williamson celebrates his 4th of the season and the game-tying goal. Waiting on the announcement of the challenge as they get set to take a look at it. Williamson and Alava involved there.
Utica is challenging that there was a foul prior to the goal.
Foul prior to the goal is what Utica's challenging right here on Williamson. First one, nothing in that. 50-50 ball that Williamson wins. This is what they're going to look at. In all honesty, I see it as a little bit of hand fighting both ways. Alava and Williamson both make contact with each other. I think Williamson's just taller and a little bit stronger, and he has that mentality to push past him. There's a great look at it there. How about the volley from Williamson? I mean, the confidence there to power it to the top corner. Placed it perfectly past Wilkin. I don't know if there's enough in that to overturn it. Of course, has to be clear, indisputable video evidence to overturn a call. Discussions continue between Ryan Sigich and Austin Saney. And now the microphone comes out.
After review, there is no foul. Goal stands.
Goal stands, and I have to agree with it. 50-50 ball both times for Williamson. The second one, both players involved. And a little bit of hand fighting. Home crowd won't like it, but call will stand as it was called on the field. It's 3-3. And now Utica wants a timeout. Here's Joey Tavernisi on the bench for Utica. He'll step out into the huddle of Utica players. 3-3 things stand. Williamson scores his fourth goal of the season. His last goal came January 4th against Kansas City. And he's the one to level this game at 3. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook, Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Saw another look at that Williamson finish to find the back of the net. Jose Ogaz has stepped out on the field, is running around for St. Louis. I don't think they're going to bench Cortez. It'd be a crazy moment to do so. He's played extremely well. 4 saves, 3 goals allowed. And Ogaz was just going for a stroll. So he'll head back to the bench. Cortez back out on the field for St. Louis. Tavernisi still having a conversation with some of the St. Louis players out on the Utica bench before he hops back. Listed on the Utica roster as an assistant coach today, helping out interim head coach and general manager Tommy Tanner. Confirmation of the Williamson goal has us tied at 3-3. It's the first goal of the third quarter. Here's Silva. Silva, saved by Cortez. Assist goes to Andres Chalbot. Deflection up out of play off the foot of Belliard. Brady Martinez will get us started again. Third-year player in the MESL, but first year with St. Louis. He was with the Strikers prior to that. Down to Santana. Missed a shootout attempt for St. Louis after a blue card. Jace Berger tied up with Belliard. Berger fires. Deflected off the boards to Silva. Carrying through traffic, many Silva's taken down from behind. Quick restart for Utica. Genrick gets us underway again. Utica haven't scored since a 3-1 lead. Has been 2 unanswered for St. Louis. First Torrealba. That one came on the power play in the second quarter. Then Williamson, the most recent goal, just a couple of minutes ago. Here's Genrick. Stevens. Genrick reassesses. Still Genrick. Pinal. Taking on Williamson. That's been a fun battle to watch all of today's game. More MASL action after this as Empire will host Milwaukee. Kickoff slated for 9:35 Eastern out on the West Coast. 1 minute to go in the third. Brian Wilkin will carry forward. Couple of assists and a goal this year. Wilkin also had an assist yesterday against Baltimore, but that was for a throw. Pinal, backheel flick. Rolled across by Tavares. It bounces off the boards for Yuri. Riley Yuri dancing into space. Touch is too long, and now Amadi. 2-on-1. Mershawn Amadi across. Pinal misses. Rebound again. Third chance. Saved by Cortez. That was a moment for Utica to take a 4-3 lead. Instead, it could be transitioned the other way as there's the violation for 3 lines. Here's another look at the triple chance for Pinal. And honestly, surprised Mershawn Amadi, who's on 5 goals in the last 24 hours, didn't shoot that one himself when he was bearing down on goal 1-on-1. Here is Amadi again. Completely missed. Logan Roberts running through. Breakout for Will Eske. Nilton all the way back to Brian Wilkin. He'll go long to Amadi yet again. As time expires in the third, St. Louis finds 1 goal to tie it at 3 apiece. We'll head to the fourth with all to play for inside the Adirondack Bank Center. Utica, St. Louis tied at 3. You're watching the NBA.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment. Whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event, enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family 1 plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center as we get set for the final 15 minutes of play on President's Day weekend. St. Louis are dominating the offensive side of the ball, but Brian Wilkin has stood tall in net and kept it a 3-3 game. Robert Williamson, the most recent goal scorer for the ambush. And his volley into the top corner tied the game. Utica challenged the call, hoping to see if there was a foul before the play happened. It was unsuccessful, the challenge was. Utica loses the challenge after having a successful too-many-men challenge earlier on in the game. Final few seconds of the break. Take off the clock here at the Adirondack Bank Center. St. Louis, Utica, 15 minutes to decide a winner. For St. Louis, 24 points in the league standings, 8-3-3 on the season. And next up, it's another game against Utica next Saturday before Milwaukee, Baltimore twice, and then Empire. So a chance to really vault up the standings against Three teams that are below them in Utica, Empire, and Baltimore in the league standings. Milwaukee, of course, at the top. Here's SK through contact. Quick break for St. Louis. A chance for the back heel off the wall and wide. 13 seconds into the quarter, and St. Louis had an opportunity. Can Utica go the other way? Pagano off the boards. Pagano with pressure on Briggs. Ball goes up ahead to Martinez, who fires from well beyond the yellow line, but ambitious as ever. Ambush have already scored one volley today. Why not try for one a little bit further out? Good pass to break lines for Utica, but the pass ahead to Gerson. Cut out by Williamson. Belliard with pressure on Gates. Turning around is O'Keefe. Colin O'Keefe, again, of Buffalo, New York, so 3.5 hours from here in Utica. Belliard. There's some numbers here for Utica. A team that thrives in transition, but hasn't had those transition opportunities today with how St. Louis defends. And here's the counter the other way for Yuri. Poked away by Genrich. Kyle Genrich is having himself a breakout year in the back end. Was in and out of the lines last year as Utica was one of the older teams in the league, but now, as the focus turns to the young stars, Genrich has stepped up in a big way. Here's DeAndrade. Ball roll was too loose, and Williamson takes it away. Here's Santana. Santana still going. A little bit of contact through the back end, but not enough for the referee's liking. DeAndrade. And now he's pulled back. Whistle blows. You can see the side eye there from Larson Rogers. Foul assessed to Randy Martinez. Amadi Pinal spurred. Tyson Santos and Toy Tavares, the 5 on the floor for Utica. Here's Tavares, the volley. From the yellow line, it goes to the corner. Martinez battling. It's SK Chacunte. Martinez, Rogers, and Briggs, the 5 on the floor for St. Louis. Contact in the back end of Chacunte's run. And they're actually going to call it back for an earlier played advantage as Chacunte advanced the ball up ahead. Torrealba plays it up ahead. Falsone. Pushed to ground, but no call. The breakout pass by Alava only finds the feet of Williamson. Torrealba. Curling effort. And Alava got down to make the header and deflected behind the goal.
Director, attention to the video board as we present the winners of our Save the Day Player Basket Raffle. If you see your number on the board,
Chance from the corner spot
please report to the jersey raffle table behind section 205.
for Will SK and company. He's got Williamson, Briggs waiting at the yellow line. Late on-runner and Santana coming in. SK leaves it. Shot finds the wall of Utica. Tavares and Williamson go tumbling down. Tavares comes up a little worse for wear there on the back end. SK, Torrealba. Already one goal today on the power play, but this one cut out by Junior Pinal. Quick transition up ahead. Cortez, the header. And St. Louis can transition. Torrealba has a man ahead of him in Santana. Torrealba, saved by Wilkin. Rebound also stopped. And now the whistle blows, the blue card on Wilkin. And Utica can't challenge this. Already an unsuccessful challenge today. Wilkin saying it hit his shoulders. We'll take another look at it here. Couldn't really see it, but it's a shootout attempt upcoming. And now Drew Taylor has to step in. Brian Wilkin heads to the penalty box. Drew Taylor has saved a shootout attempt this season. It was a blue card against Tacoma where Taylor stepped in, made a stop.
Drew Taylor.
And here's a look at Drew Taylor. Product of SUNY Brockport, two-time All-Conference and the Conference Defensive Player of the Year in 2023. Just played earlier today in the MASL2 game, but had to leave early. He left when it was 2-1 in favor of Harrisburg. Is favoring his shoulder, but is fit enough to play in this one. And he'll have to serve a shootout attempt for Falsone. Already successful on one today. Does Falsone have the nerve to make it 2 for 2? Falsone, Taylor makes the stop. How good has Andrew Taylor been on the penalty shootout this season? Stretches out that right hand. And now Taylor's got 2 minutes to play as goalkeeper for Utica in a 3-3 game. Williamson from the yellow line. And his shot took a deflection through. Gerson's in the box there with Wilkin, so that when the penalty expires, a player can get released. Two minutes of power play soccer for St. Louis. It has been a myriad of blue cards today. And honestly, the intensity even isn't of that when we usually see these blue cards come out for Utica. Think back to the last couple of times Utica has played Baltimore before yesterday. The blue cards are always roughing, fighting, a couple of scuffles, but today it's just been small infractions here and there that are by the book blue cards. That one ticked off the hands of SK. He tried to let it go through. Saw him move out of the way, but that left arm stuck up and it caught him on the underside for a handball. .40 seconds gone on the power play. Junior Pinal gives chase, but Williamson heads it back to Cortez. Here's SK. A defensive battle for the ages. 2 unsuccessful shootout attempts for St. Louis. The only successful one was Falsone. And Logan Roberts will roll it away from danger. A minute down on the man advantage for St. Louis. Williamson. SK. Back to Williamson. Genrick, the first line of confrontation on the penalty kill for Utica. Here's Williamson. SK again. 30 seconds of power play soccer to go. Work down low. Rebound for Torrealba goes wide. It's off the hands of Briggs. Unsuspecting Briggs down low. 15 seconds to go. Torrealba. Already a power play goal today. Looking for the second. Saved by Taylor. Rebound for SK. Stop and start for Will SK. 3 seconds on the power play. Williamson. And UCFC back to full strength. Back into the game comes Gordy Gerson, who served it with Brian Wilkin. Rebound pops out to Gerson. He'll run down the boards, but Williamson cuts down the angle first. Williamson. Silva with pressure. And a late step in on John Gates means it's a foul called on Silva. Chacunte. Rolled back, Torrealba. Dances to the right, Torrealba scores! A curling effort for Daniel Torrealba. And he makes it 4-3 ambush. So after trailing 3-1, 3 unanswered goals for St. Louis, including 2 from that man, Torrealba. And the ambush have a 4-3 lead. 9 minutes to play. Brian Wilkin returns to net. Drew Taylor did the work on the shootout attempt. He stopped it. He killed off the penalty, but then the ensuing run of play before Wilkin could get back in net. Torrealba curls one to the far corner and gives St. Louis their first lead of the game since it was 1-0 St. Louis early on. Santos up into the face of Falsone, and they will stop play immediately for the head injury. Falsone slow to get up. Still wobbling a little bit, and I think they'll have to get Falsone off and looked at there. Of course, the denser miter balls for the indoor game. Contact to the head, especially of that force. Got to make sure Falsone is okay to continue. Saw him wobble a little bit as he stood up. Trainer for St. Louis, Cody Elmendorf. As Cortez makes a save. 8.5 to go in the fourth quarter. St. Louis, after trailing 3-1, lead 4-3. Yuri flicks it over Santos. Here goes Riley Yuri. Out to Santana, who fires just to the left of the goal. Amadi didn't have an option. Looked for the corner in Pinal. Here goes Williamson. Pass all the way back to Cortez. Cut out by Eske. Martinez. Defended by Pinal. Briggs will fire from distance. It's wide. Acrobatics, and what a goal by Axel Chikute. A diving effort, and the Scorpion bicycle kick, whatever you want to call it. Chikute has scored. That's one for the highlight reel. It takes us to the media timeout. 7:39 to go, 5-3 ambush. Welcome back inside the Adirondack Bank Center. Axel Chikute has just silenced the crowd here with one of the best goals that's ever been scored in the Adirondack Bank Center. Take a look at this. Off the boards, the flying volley. I mean, that is, for lack of better words, stunning from Chikute. What a goal to put the ambush up by 2. Manny Silva dances. Here's Genrick. Up ahead, Williamson. Defended by Pagano. The rookie still searching for that first MASL goal. He had a shot in the back of the net, but it was called back for a foul. Nilton. Out wide, off the boards. Manny Silva lurking for the rebound, but it's cleared away by St. Louis. All the way back to Wilkin. 7:08 to go. Utica need 2 to tie it up. Silva pressured hard by Two players will clear it up the boards on the defensive side. Nilton back to Silva. Pagano lurking in the box. Tavares. Pagano's defending two St. Louis players right now. Silva through traffic. Silva, back heel flick and cleared away. So Keefe, he's pressured by Alava. Chance up the boards, Brian Wilkin will get there first. Played into the corner, Pagano gives chase. Angled off the boards, the return pass in, and now a breakaway Martinez. He's got Torrealba across the face of goal. Torrealba looking for the hat trick, saved by Wilkin. And back into the way of Brian Wilkin. Had his hands there, but didn't use them. And Tavares couldn't believe it. Foul called on Toy Tavares. Here's a look at the save by Wilkin. Quick reaction stop. Now Utica on the defensive with 6 minutes to go, trailing by 2. Torrealba fires, save by Wilkin. Rebound is there. Back to Briggs. Eske allows his team to change. Pinal misses the tackle on Yuri. Martinez the option. Dragged wide, rebound saved by Wilkin. Nilton couldn't corral the rebound, so St. Louis continue the pressure. Briggs will fire from distance, it's wide. Rebound for Ozzy Santana. Right in front of the Utica bench. They'll play it back to Eske. Again, St. Louis comfortable to sit in possession. As Yuri awkwardly off the boards, regains it. Tackled well by Santos and Nilton. 3-on-2 break. Here goes Pinal. Pinal looking for Santos across. Maybe a bit too unselfish there. You'd rather Pinal take the shot. Santos. Amadi. Amadi will cut to his left and drag it high and wide. Tommy Tanner does not like that shot choice by Mershad Amani, the interim head coach and general manager of Utica City FC. This could be a bad turnover. Pinal. Defended by Gates. And Rogers. Genrick sliding in. Great tackle by Kyle Genrick. And dancing away from pressure. He'll roll it. Fired and scored! We've said his name all weekend long. It's Mershad Amani. He's been dragging Utica back into games. And it's now 5-4. Ambush lead by only 1. That doesn't happen if Kyle Genrick isn't active and aggressive on the back end. He wins the ball back in the midfield, dances away from pressure, and then has the intelligence to act like he's passing to the near side, but then sneakily lay it off to Amadi, who's lurking there to the right of Cortez. Great work on the counter by Utica. And after chance in transition, a team that's built for transition finally gets that counterattack goal. Here's Torrealba. Under 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this one. Torrealba went down complaining he didn't get the call. Here's Stevens. It's been a game full of special teams. 2 shootout attempts saved by the Utica netminders. 1 for Wilkin, 1 for Drew Taylor, but Falsone also scored a shootout attempt. Down low to Pinal. Pinal back to goal. Belliard fakes. Belliard again. Oh, it's off the bar and out. What a moment for Emmanuel Belliard. And Riley Uri's going to get an embellishment warning here. Oh, actually not. Sigic pointing the wrong way. But how about that from Belliard? 2 shot fakes, had his man on the ground, and hit the underside of the bar. Cortez saved by the woodwork. St. Louis with a free kick. Briggs to an unsuspecting Eske. Transition out to Pinal. De Andrade and Genrich lurking in the offensive zone. We've seen some crazy games here in Utica. This one's shaping up to be just like those. 5-4 ambush with 3 minutes to go. Pinal, hand fighting, double teamed. And Chakute comes away with it. Gates on the break. Yuri's blazing on the left side. Alava comes away with the interception. Yuri, that was Chakunte who went sliding in. Yuri off to the St. Louis bench for a change. Williamson. Williamson scored a goal on the volley to tie the game at 3-3. 2.5 minutes to go. Utica has to push numbers against St. Louis here. Got to gamble a little bit to win possession high up the field. O'Keefe. O'Keefe keeps it off the legs of Gerson. Off the boards. And dealt with by Manny Silva. Breakout pass out to Gerson. Gerson watched it. And Williamson counters the other way. Williamson saved by Wilkin. And he does well to keep it in play. Quickly thrown down to Gerson. He's got Nilton in front of him. Utica will make sure they have the right number of players on the field, and Wilkin will call a timeout with 2 minutes to go. 5-4, Utica lead. Utica trail. Down by 1 to St. Louis, who scored 3 unanswered to take a 5-3 lead. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Pastovansky and Phil Levanko joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Another show that's visible on MASL TV, that's MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. You can catch it every Friday on YouTube. Ryan Sigich, one of the referees in today's game between St. Louis and Utica City FC, alongside Austin Saney, David Bossing, and Amy Ducharn. Today was also Utica City's Play for Heart game. There's a pregame celebration with MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer. I was lucky enough to interview Commissioner Tozer in halftime. That one played about what this month means to him and his personal story with it, as well as the league's initiatives this year. In a cardiac emergency, every minute counts. You can visit heart.org to learn what you can do to help become part of the nation of lifesavers. The MASL Play with Heart initiative throughout the month of February. You'll see the special armbands worn by the Utica City players, the red armbands. So a minute 54 to go and a 5-4 lead for the ambush over the home team Utica. It will be Utica ball. The extra attacker jersey is out. And on first glance, it looks like Willie Spur has it. It's usually Spur or Santos who will get that extra attacker jersey without Gio Alves in the lineup. And it is Spur to roll things away and get us started. Spur, good reaction flick, but pressure the other way. O'Keefe fires wide. Amadi. Pinal, little dummy through the legs, and some room to move for Junior Pinal. Couldn't find a way past Will Eske. Utica has the extra attacker in Willie Spur. Here's De Andrade, 90 seconds to go. It's been a crazy weekend of action all weekend long here in Utica. Eske, this one rolling, and it rolls just wide. Well, Eske that close to icing the game for Utica. De Andrade, 67 seconds to go in the game. Back to Spur. A minute to play. Amadi, down low, fired off the bar and out. A crazy turn of events, and now the break's on for O'Keefe. Chakunte has an empty goal, he missed it. Pinal, the rebound, scored. O'Keefe finds the back of the net with 47 seconds to go. And St. Louis has put this game on ice 6-4. The rebound fell kindly for O'Keefe. Pinal was a quarter of a second behind O'Keefe in that run of play. And Colin O'Keefe has his 5th goal of the season to put the ambush up 2. Utica will keep the extra attacker on. Gotta score quickly if you're Utica. Amati into DeAndrade. Pinal off the board, rebound for Gerson. Cleared away to Spur, 30 seconds to play. Down low, Amati. Saved by Cortez. First start of the year for Pollo Cortez has been excellent. Whistle blows on the field. Call is ball for Utica. O'Keefe wants to apply some pressure on Pinal. 17 seconds to go. Utica will need to move quickly. Amati fires high into the netting with 11 seconds. That might be the decider as St. Louis, after trailing 3-1, come back in a big way. Throw ahead by Cortez. Oh, shoulder check into the boards. Delay of game warning at the end of it for Nilton DeAndrade. Brian Wilkin will return to net for the final 6 seconds. And the ambush will come away with a crucial 3 points here in Utica. Final score 6-4 in favor of St. Louis. The ambush victorious. And a big 6-point weekend for the ambush, highlighted by a stunning goal from Axel Chacunte. And what ended up being the game-winning goal for St. Louis. A big-time result for the ambush, who creep ever so close to even conversations of jumping in that top 3 because of the way the rest of the schedule works out. Kansas City and San Diego have a couple of matchups left in the year. So we could see St. Louis as high as 3rd or 2nd in the MASL within the next couple of weeks. A big weekend for the ambush, who go undefeated, 2-0. A victory against Baltimore, a victory against Utica. And for UCFC, just 1 point on the weekend, and a crazy weekend of news off the field for Utica City. St. Louis play highlighted by Daniel Torrealba, who scored 2. St. Colin O'Keefe calling his family down to the field at the bottom of your screen. And now here's Michael Lear down on the field. He's got Logan Roberts beside him. Send it down to Michael with Logan.
We're down here with the captain, Logan Roberts. Logan, you're the Manja Macrina's man of the match. What do you think of the game overall for Utica City FC and the homestand? Come up short in both, but the guys battled all weekend. Seems like you guys put your best foot forward here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing because I think the performance was there in both games. It just kind of came down to, I mean, I was hitting the crossbar a couple times here today. I mean, I missed the opportunity last night, so just fine margins in this game. But the performance was there after we had a tough week. So, you know, I'm proud of the boys, I'm proud of the effort, and it's definitely something to build on going forward.
Before the game, we had that awesome ceremony with the MASL Play with Heart initiative. How important is you to see a league that you love and an organization that you love be such a big part of awareness, and obviously with Keith Dozier being such a big part of that?
Yeah, obviously first and foremost, just happy to see Keith here and healthy, and it's a really great story. We saw it in the video. I mean, just really incredible. So, yeah, it's a great initiative. I'm happy the league's a part of it. The more that we can do, you know, to be out in the community, the better. So, yeah, just a big fan of it overall.
Well, you guys got a well-deserved off day, which means you can eat a slice of pizza and be happy about it. I know you guys went to Manja Macrina's the other day, but a little bonus slice for you. Not bad. There's your Manja Macrina's man of the match, Logan Roberts.
That's Logan Roberts down on the field with Michael Lear. We'll take a quick step aside and return right here on MASL TV.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment, whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event. Enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.
A second half breakdown after leading 3-2 at the half. Utica City outscored 4-1 in the second phase of play. St. Louis comes out victor 6-4 from the Adirondack Bank Center. St. Louis continues to press the issue to the top three in the MASL. They'll be ever so close to securing that playoff spot in the next few weeks. That's all from the Adirondack Bank Center in an eventful weekend. Mershad Ahmadi scores 6 goals between the two games, but Utica only comes away with 1 point in the MASL standings, a shootout loss to Baltimore yesterday. For all of us involved in the production of today's MASL game, I'm Arnav Brokrell saying so long from the Adirondack Bank Center. Utica City on the road next week before returning home to kick off the month of March on March 1st. We'll see you then from the Adirondack Bank Center. And as always, drive safe, be good to one another. We'll see you in March.
At Aquavino, every meal is a moment, whether it's date night, a quick lunch, or celebrating a special event. Enjoy Italian-American favorites. Aquavino Restaurant, growing our family one plate at a time.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
At Rome Health, we bring the best orthopedic and sports medicine care right to your neighborhood. Our experienced team includes orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine specialists, and physical therapists working together to get you back to the things that you love to do. So whether you need an injection for arthritis pain, rotator cuff surgery, a joint replacement, or help recovering from a concussion, we're committed to delivering superior care to you. Rome Health, the best orthopedic care out there, here.
What a save! What a save! What a save! And now it's your turn to save here at Master Vito Hyundai on Commercial Drive in Yorkville or online anytime at mastervitohyundai.com. Make your move to Master Vito Hyundai.
Babe's Restaurant and Bar believes great food brings people together. From comfort classics to crowd favorites, there's something for everyone. Open daily for lunch and dinner, plus brunch on the weekends. Come home to Babe's.